Well, hello everyone, and happy weekend. This is Bill Steffen. Thank you so much for coming to my little corner of the internet here. We got a lot to talk about here on this February the 22nd, 2025. We'll start with a look at U.S. snow cover. This is the most snow that you will see on the ground until next winter. I think with a milder pattern coming, the U.S. snow cover is going to start to fade away, and that includes southern Michigan, where I think a lot of the snow that we have on the ground should be gone here by about the middle of next week. You can see where the darker blues are. That's where the heaviest snow is, and you can see that out in the west where the mountains are. It's been a good year for skiing out there in parts of Colorado, the mountains of Utah, Wyoming, the Bitterroots, the Cascades, and the mountains of California as well. Here's a look at a little closer view of that. The areas that are in the darkest blue indicate areas where there's over 25 inches of snow on the ground, and that's a good portion of the UP. Everybody north of Grand Rapids has had a lot of snow this winter for the most part, and those areas off to the south just ever so slightly below average from Kalamazoo down toward Indiana. We haven't had very much system snow, though we have had lake effect snow here as well. High temperatures on Friday reached the low 30s. The 31 we had here in Grand Rapids was the warmest day we've had since February 6th. That's half a month. Our temperature has been below freezing. Been a good February for ice fishing, that's for sure. And we had 87% sunshine here on Friday. The last time we had more than that in a day was 100%, and that was way back on November the 7th. So we've been on the cloudy side here this winter. So far, the month of February, 4.2 degrees colder than average. January was 2.6 colder than average. I think with milder conditions coming here next week, we'll eat through about half of that and probably end the month about 2 degrees colder than average here. Days are getting longer at a clip of nearly 3 minutes each day now. Sunrise today at 7:28, sunset at 6:23, and that gives us about 10 hours and 55 minutes of possible daylight. That's up from 9 hours shortly before Christmas at the solstice. Well, I want to once again thank our sponsor here this week, Complete Care Concierge. You need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Well, Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in and move out. We also service apartment hallways, laundry rooms. The work is guaranteed. Gift cards are available. And we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Well, pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Are you an office manager? Well, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Our number is area code 616-264-1397. That's once again 264-1397 for a spotless space and total peace of mind. And again, thanks for being our first sponsor here at BillSteffen.com. Here's a look at snow depths across the area. Grand Rapids starts out with 3 inches. Hastings at 5. Same with Ionia. Ionia's got about 5.5. 7 inches Holland and Lansing. Notice there's more snow in Lansing than there is in Grand Rapids. They picked up some system snow and a little bit more snow over there. Muskegon, 9 inches at the airport, but looking at sky cams right along the lakeshore, it really doesn't look like there's quite that much snow there. Fremont at 10 inches, White Cloud's got about 10, and Scottville at 15. Hart made it up to 18. That's 1.5 feet of snow on the ground. That's in one of the wooded areas there. It may not be quite that much out in the open, but again, that will all start to melt. Here's 72-hour snowfall, and this is what's forecast over the next 3 days. Northern part of our state, the UP and northeast lower Michigan, expected to have anywhere from 1/10 to 1 inch. That's all. And wherever you see that white color, there's no snow at all. So we're not expecting even a flake of snow for Grand Rapids here over the next 3 days. A little bit of lake effect downwind from Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, but not anywhere near as much as they've had. And you can see where some heavier snow is going to be falling in the mountains of Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and also the state of Washington. Here's our headlines for the weekend. It will be dry here. Good driving on the main roads and even some of the side streets. Keep in mind that the temperatures will get down a little bit below freezing at night, so any puddles from the melting snow will likely ice up. And you do want to once again be aware of the fact that the driveways, parking lots, sidewalks may have some slippery spots here through the weekend. Milder pattern coming next week, and we may see a little bit of rain here toward the middle of next week. Haven't seen any rain around here in a long time. Today we're up to around 30. The wind is going to be stronger, southwest at 10 to 20, probably 15 to 20 in the afternoon. So wind chills will be a little bit lower than they were yesterday. So if it feels a little bit colder there, that's going to be because of the wind. Here's the next 3 days for you. More clouds than sun, but a little sun poking through from time to time. Temperatures low 30s here this week, this Saturday, mid 30s for Sunday, and then upper 30s to around 40 or so here during the day on Monday. So it's definitely a milder pattern for us. You can see the raindrops here. I had to dig out the raindrop icon. On Tuesday, a chance of rain. I think as we get into Tuesday night and Wednesday, there may be some rain here. And look at those temperatures. Top number is high temperature. Bottom number is low temperature. And we may see temperatures stay above freezing here Monday night into Tuesday morning, and maybe even Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So change in the weather pattern coming our way. These are high temperatures across the U.S. here for the day on Saturday. You can see we're up into the low 30s here in Grand Rapids. Still pretty chilly down in South Texas. That blue area indicates where temperatures are going to be about 20 degrees colder than average for this time of year. Again, the cold air doesn't make it down to Florida, where it's still 74 today in Miami and 76 at Key West. Warmest temperatures out in the desert Southwest, where readings could reach the low to mid 80s there from Tucson, Arizona, up through Palm Springs and Death Valley. And look at this. This is high temperatures by the time we hit Wednesday. 42 for Grand Rapids, 60 in Louisville. If you got the day off, grab the golf clubs and head down to Louisville or so. You can play in temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 there. Daughter number 3 gets a partly sunny 71 degrees. How about that? And temperatures warm up drastically in South Florida, or not South Florida, I was going to mention South Texas, where it's going to be back up into the upper 70s to low 80s. And look at Phoenix, Arizona, expecting a high temperature near 90 degrees in February. So heat bubble occurring out there in the desert Southwest. They've had very little rain out there this winter. So they're certainly hoping they could get a little bit more rain here before we head into summer. The long range outlook here, 8 to 14 days for the first week of March. As temperatures here will be below average. So we get warmer than average next week. And then the second week after that, we get back to a little bit below average. But keep in mind the normals are going up. So if you have a temperature of 35 and the average temperature is 35, and then a week later you have a high temperature of 35 and the average high temperature is 40, you can see how that changes. All of a sudden the averages move, and all of a sudden you're colder than normal rather than warmer than normal. But the general trend of warm in the southwest and cool in northeast will continue here. Well, a couple of added pictures here from up north, courtesy of my daughter, who's been looking at some of the slides that you've been sending in to us. The UP 200 sled dog race was held this past weekend up in Marquette, Michigan. Racers can qualify for the Iditarod, which they hold a little bit later in the year up in Alaska when the days get a little bit longer and they have a little bit of light. Racers cover a challenging 218-mile course by sled dog from Marquette to Grand Marais. And Martin Mascot won with a finish time of 12 hours, 55 minutes, and 26 seconds. 13 racers managed to finish the full course. With a driver with me, I got on the back of a sled dog race once up in Oceana County, and really had fun. The dogs loved to go. They were all itching to get out there and run and have a good time, and we did really enjoyed the day doing that. Here's a couple more pictures from up there, and you can see the finishers coming in here down through the main part of town, and it's really quite an event. Look at all the people that are down there. Pretty amazing. So many events going on this weekend in West Michigan. There's a 5K run at Riverside Park. That's at 9 a.m. The Grand Rapids Public Library is hosting Black History Month, and there's a live event there at the main library at 11 a.m. for ages 6 through 13. And kind of a summertime picture there. That's probably from up around the Traverse City area from daughter number 3. A couple other activities. The World of Winter Festival continues downtown Grand Rapids. Good weather for that. The annual Winter Beer Festival at LMCU Ballpark in Comstock Park. That's quite a crowd goes to that. And it's outside. International Food Fair at Hope College in Holland. And a final question for me from daughter number 3. Let's see what it says. What's a good piece of advice you received in your life? I'd get to say from my father to start saving early, save a few dollars, and that will accumulate with time. Explaining compound, if you don't know about compound interest and you're a young person in your teens, 20s, you really have to learn how that works because the way to have a few dollars when you retire is to make sure you take advantage of that compound interest and let your money accumulate here through your working years. So that's a good piece of advice from John Steffen. I want to thank you so much for checking us out here on the web. Hope you have yourself a great weekend. Once again, thanks for coming to BillSteffen.com.